Copy the handout. There's 6 pages, 3 pages, double-sided in front. Spare copies here.
Doesn't work now.
So today's panel is one of the most important in the course. It's bringing together lots of issues so far that we've been discussing. In terms of issues, we've been talking about environmental capacity, about economic capacity of Australia to support population sustainably. Obviously, how many people in this country and this planet are key parts of that issue. I have an interesting experience of working with Indigenous people in central and northern Australia, and often flying straight from there to Asia. It always gives you a strange perspective on population. So last year I drove from Cairns to Warrilla, which is 1,400 kilometres each way. And you go through one town with more than 1,000 people in that 2,800 kilometre drive. Then I hopped on a plane to Singapore, Tokyo and Seoul and came back. And in one country you wonder what the fuss is about there being too many people on the planet, and you see nobody. Literally drive the whole 24 hours without seeing a single person in a car or in a town. There's nowhere to buy petrol, and then you end up in somewhere like Tokyo, which is quite different. So as we'll explore today, there's some very interesting issues in terms of there being a lot of people on the planet, but also in various developing countries, people warning about a crisis in terms of human population collapse, perhaps. So quite a contradictory issue there, and these are things we'll explore with the 3 speakers today. So the first speaker is Mark O'Connor, who is been actively involved in an organisation called Sustainable Population Australia. I'll just put up their webpage. If you go to your course webpage and click on, wrong person. If you click on Mark's name, you'll get to that webpage. So our first speaker, as I said, is going to be Mark. He's also quite well known as a poet. So those who are old enough would have perhaps heard Mark during the Olympic year as the Olympic poet. Our second speaker is Professor Peter McDonald, who's the Director of the Australian Demographic and Social Research Institute at the ANU. He's a very prominent demographer. He was in the Canberra Times today. He was on that program I told you to listen to 2 weeks ago about population on Australia Talks Back, and has also had a key role in advising various governments on demographic issues. And our third speaker, Dr. Graham Turner, is the team leader for Stocks and Flows Framework at SRES Sustainable Ecosystems. We have the usual format, each speaker speaking for about 20 minutes, and then the question and answer session after the break. So, hand over back to Mark.
Whoever you are. What are we doing?
This is a slightly new experience for me. I've usually spoken off the cuff and not been good at bringing overheads and handouts. This time I've actually brought the overheads, and I think I'll try and speak to them as they come up, as Richard puts them up.
Sorry?
Will the overheads be electric?
I'm not sure. I'll have to ask Mark permission.
Yes, I'll supply them in electronic form when I get home. Top one.
Okay, we've had a technical misunderstanding here. I'm going to have to turn Mark's paper into plastic overheads. So we'll go over to back to plan B with Peter going first.
When this is over here, so you actually hard for you.
It's a bit high.
Yeah.